Welcome to Roadmap to 1 Million. My name is Stacey Zeal, and if you're looking to make more money, gain your time back, and rapidly grow your visibility so that you can impact way more people with your brilliance, you're in the right place. This podcast is your one-stop shop for turning your online business dreams into a reality. My main goal is to give women entrepreneurs just like you the marketing strategies, guidance, and expert insights you need to hit that $1 million milestone and beyond. Whether you're a coach, a consultant, or an online brand that wants to make a big impact, Roadmap to 1 Million gives you the actionable strategies and inspiration you need so that you can implement right away, no fluff, no fuss. So CEO, are you ready to buckle up and accelerate your growth? Be sure to follow the show and let's dive in. Get ready to uncover your Roadmap to 1 Million. Hey there, fellow entrepreneurs. Are you doing all the things but hit a revenue ceiling? You're building an audience, you're creating content and making sales, but you feel like something is holding you back from your next milestone. If that sounds like you, it's time to take our What's Your Missing Marketing Link quiz, your go-to tool to identify what's missing from your marketing strategy that might be holding back your business growth. Whether it's fixing your funnel or diversifying your efforts, this quiz will pinpoint those marketing missteps and guide you to success. Take the quiz today and uncover the missing link in your path to 7 figures and beyond. So head over to staceyzeal.co/quiz because success begins with identifying and fixing those mistakes. So don't miss out. Your business deserves to have the impact you desire. Visit staceyzeal.co/quiz. That's STACYZEAL.co/quiz to get a detailed report and the resources you need to help you grow. All right, let's jump back into the episode. Hello. Welcome back to the Roadmap to 1 Million podcast. My name is Stacey Zeal, and I am your host, and I am so excited for you to be here. This is a podcast that is designed to help you take your business to the next level. It's really about giving you the marketing strategies, the systems, the support, the secrets, all the things that you need in order to scale and take your business to the next level. So if you are new here, welcome. Make sure that you are following the show wherever you're listening to or watching this on. Make sure that you are sharing this with a friend. We have new episodes coming out every week. So definitely make sure that you subscribe and go listen to some of our previous episodes as well. There's a lot of great, juicy content that we have created over the last 84 episodes. Wow. So if you are seasoned and you are back, thank you so much for coming back. And thank you so much for subscribing. If you have found something that I have shared with you on this podcast useful, I would really appreciate you leaving us a review. Those reviews definitely do help Apple to show our podcast to more people and help us to get, help us get in front of more business owners. So definitely make sure that you leave us a review. Let us know how you're doing. Share this with a friend. That will be very helpful. So what are we talking about today, y'all? Today, we are going to be talking about the real reason you aren't hitting your sales goals. And so I'm going to go into what marketing really boils down to set some context for you. I'm going to talk about the real reason online brands like online service providers, agencies, consultants, why they don't hit their sales goals. And I'm going to talk about what you need to do or what you can do to ensure that you get enough leads every month. Okay, so last year, we launched our Facebook ads course, Maximize with Ads, and we did traditional live webinar to promote it. So first launch went really well, and honestly, it was better than I expected because it was a pre-launch, and I hadn't even created the course yet, and everybody knew that. I told them like, "Hey, I'm creating it, pre-launch, get in for a special price, boom. And then after that, I did like 2-3 more live launches, and they were not as successful. And so why was it not successful? So it wasn't successful, or they weren't successful because I was setting arbitrary revenue goals without doing the math. I said, okay, I want to have a 10K launch. But when I crunched the numbers, I realized that I didn't hit it because I didn't have enough people visit the sales page, right? So let's say you have a live launch. I'm gonna put this in some context and give you some numbers and that kind of thing. So let's say you have a live launch that converts at 5%. Right? Mine was like 3.4%, but for sake of clean math, we're going to say 5%. So let's say you're doing a live webinar and 5% during your live launch, 5% of the people who came through your webinar, saw the promotions, went to the sales page, etc. Like 5% of those people who went to the sales page actually converted, right? You got to go to the sales page to convert. Okay. So let's say if your offer is $1,000 and you want to make $5,000, that means you need 5 sales, right? Easy math. Okay. So that would mean that if you have a 5% conversion rate, that means that you need 100 people to check out that sales page in order for you to hit your goal, right? As long as people are qualified, out of that 100, we're just generally going to say you're going to need about 100 people to be able to hit your goal of getting 5 sales. And let's say you want to make $10,000, right? That means you need 200 people to check out the sales page and so on, right? So what is the point? The point is you need to understand your numbers in order to hit your sales goals. You have to understand exactly how many leads you need in your funnel to hit your goal. So even if we're taking off the table, like digital products and memberships and those kinds of things, if you're doing sales calls, let's say, if you have a close rate of 50%, you have to know exactly how many sales calls you need to do in order to hit your revenue goal, right? And so in order to get the right amount of leads and traffic, your marketing has to operate like a machine. Okay? It can't be something that's sporadic. Marketing operating like a machine, right? Like think about a machine, right? Think, a machine has a set set of actions that it does in order to give you the output, right? Like machines, they're supposed to do they're just going to do the same thing over and over and over again. You're going to improve it. You're going to optimize it, all that kind of stuff. Yes. You feed it some, give it gas, all the things. But generally, it's doing the same things over and over and over again in order to produce the result that you're looking for. And so you have to be able to see which marketing activities lead to what results. Because if you're thinking about that machine analogy again, right? Like if you don't know what kind of gas it takes, you're not going to get the best results. If you don't have, I'm trying to think of some machine references. I am not a machines kind of girl. But if you don't know what kind of gas to give the car, if you don't know what's wrong with it when it breaks down, right? If you don't give it enough oil, you're going to have a problem, right? And so your marketing is the same way, right? You have to know what activities lead to what results. So that way if you have a certain goal in mind, you know what levers you can pull to get there. So you know which activities attract the most leads, the most high quality leads, right? How long do they need to be nurtured? Like how long do people sit in your sales funnel? How long do people sit on your pipeline? How many people do you need in your pipeline to hit your goals? Right? My sales coach took me through an exercise where it's like, okay, if I have what goal I want to hit for the month in business that I want to close, I need to have a pipeline of, X amount of that, right? Like, exponentially more. Like I think she might have said like, 12 times or something like that, right? So if I want to hit a certain goal, I have to have 12 times that in my pipeline in order for me to hit those goals consistently. So now I have a number in mind. I'm like, okay, I know the number. And so now I have to make sure that one, I'm going out and finding people who, are quality of my audience, who are, my target audience, all those kinds of things. But I know that that it also comes down to I have to have a certain number of people in my pipeline in order for me to hit that number. That's what I want you to understand. How many people do you need to visit your sales page in order for you to hit the sales goal? Knowing your numbers is essential to your success. And when you know your numbers, like I said, you know what levers you can pull. So maybe you need a bigger email list because most of your sales come from email. And when you know that, you can focus your efforts on growing your list, like doing things like running ads, writing blogs that drive to your best opt-ins. When you know your data, right, you can start to build that machine. And when your marketing operates like a machine, which I like to call $1 million marketing machine, you have all your efforts working towards the same goal, right? That machine, you turn it on and it does what it's supposed to do, right? As long as I'm giving it gas, I'm giving it oil, I'm giving it all the things that it needs to operate, it's going to operate, right? It's going to do what it's supposed to do. That's what your marketing needs to start to feel like. You need to start to feel like I know exactly what levers I can pull in order to hit my goals. If I need more email subscribers, that means 2 months before my launch, I need to be running ads and warming people up. because I have a webinar coming up, right? If you're like, hey, I have a live launch coming up, and I know that most of my sales on my live launch come from email, and I want to get a higher revenue goal than I got last launch, how many more people do you need on your list in order for you to hit that goal? That is the kind of numbers, and those are the kind of data points that take you to a million, right? That is what it's about. When I worked at Zappos, running ads on, for this company and for all of these different brands that it sells, it came down to math, right? Comes down to math. If we want to make a certain amount of money for this brand from paid social, from Facebook, and this is their budget, I know that I need to get their cost per acquisition to be X. So that way I can hit the goal. And so what do? I focus on that number. I focus on that cost per acquisition. I make the optimizations and the changes and the things I need to be able to hit that number. Because when I hit that number and I spend that budget, I can really directly see, okay, I'm gonna hit the goal, right? That's how your marketing needs to start to operate. That's how you need to start thinking about your marketing. And so the real reason that you're not hitting your goals, your sales goals, is because you're not doing the math and you're not ensuring that you have enough leads and enough people in your pipeline to hit that number. Okay. So when you start to think about it like this, you know what to focus on and when, when to focus on attraction, when to nurture those leads, what information they need in order to be ready to work with you, how you're going to convert those people. And if that's something that you don't have right now, but you want to get there, my team can help you do that. I have someone who just started, a new client that just started working with us. He's running ads, growing his business, really, really, by all means, he's like really, really growing his business and getting to that point where, it's beyond six figures. Cool. Now he's like, okay, well, I need to know more about my data. I need to dig more into my data so that I can understand what data points I need to be focused on in order for me to grow. That's the kind of mindset that you need to have, especially once you hit six figures, for sure. That's the kind of mindset you have to have. You have to say, like, what are the data points, right? Generating $1 million from ads, generating $150 million in ads, it comes down to math, right? It comes down to, understanding what the numbers are and iterating, optimizing, changing, making shifts, and working towards that specific goal, working toward, using that data point, using data points to help me to make the best decisions. It's not just about vibes. It's not just about, I think. It's, but what do you know, right? Don't tell me what you think. Tell me what you know. Okay. And so that's what data helps you. Data helps you to know, right? Not just think about it, not just feel it, right? So if you need help getting there, or if you need help with, figuring out what is the roadmap for you to take to get to 1 million, what is the growth plan that you need to put in place? What are the action steps that you need to take in order for you to get to your next level? I want you to reach out to me via DM or book a call with me so we could talk about how my team can help you to create your own $1 million marketing machine, right? With your team, with yourself, right? Helping you to figure out, what does your team need to look like if you are a solopreneur? What does your marketing team need to eventually look like? What data points do you need to be paying attention to? How can you clean up and focus and refine what you're doing and use the data to back that up to create a machine? So head over to stacyzeal.co/call or send me a DM. All of the links are also below in the show notes so that you can, if you go scroll on down, click the link, and it'll get you to either book a call with me or you can send me a DM and let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about where you're at. Let's talk about where you're trying to get to. And let's talk about whether we can help you. And if we can, I'll make the recommendation for the best program that we have, because we have a variety of different ways that we work with clients. Okay. So I will absolutely recommend the best thing for you, because I want you to be successful. I want you to grow. I want you to be able to hit your next level. And I want you to be able to fully understand what works in your marketing so that you can scale. All right, y'all. That's what I got for this episode. I'll see you next week. Make sure you're following the show. Make sure you leave us a review if you haven't. Otherwise, I'll talk to y'all on the next episode. OMG, that episode was packed with gems. Are you ready for more? Head over to stacyzeal.co/podcast to get the show notes and to sign up to get our top 5 podcast episodes to help you streamline your marketing so you can make this your $1 million year. Head over to stacyzeal.co/podcast.